Hi, this is Andy with Ninox Corporation. In this class, we're going to begin looking at the real estate, property management, and construction and capital improvement modules in the Ninox ERP system by Nioxis. We're going to start by looking at our property portfolio and how we manage those assets. I'm going to go from the office menu into my function menu. I'm going to turn off the labels to access my menu control, and I'm going to go into the real estate and property management modules. And I'll go ahead and turn my labels back on. Now we're going to start by looking at our property portfolio. We have the option to add a new property, or we're going to go ahead and look at the list of properties that are already in our system. And we're going to start by looking at this single family home property. There are a lot of things we can do to group and categorize and bundle the different components of our property portfolio. We can define property type, residential, commercial, maybe it's undeveloped land or office warehouse. We can note property category and classification according to any number of user-defined categories and classes. We can define the owner, whether it's an individual or a partnership, and we can define within each property type different groups of property. We can note the purpose of the property. Is it a rental property? Is it for personal use? Or is it a property that we're selling, in which case we would want to put together a contract for deed, something we'll look at in one of our future classes. Once we have named the property, we then can track additional details, including who we purchased it from, who we sold it to, purchase and sale price, as well as the gain or loss on that sale transaction. We can keep track of who's currently financing the property and when the property is due to be refinanced. We also can track insurance policies against the property, as well as basic information like the physical address, billing address, and contact information for that property. Across the top, we have the option to define units within the property. We have the option to use this icon to add or track all of the appliances that have been installed in this property. And we can go here to automatically create maintenance orders, service calls, and work orders for the property, the grounds, the tenant, or any of the appliances or equipment in the property or unit itself. Across the top, we have additional tabs that allow us to keep track of all of the bills and all of the money we've spent for this property and its units, as well as any invoices for rent or revenue that this property has generated. As I mentioned previously, we can keep track of the insurance policies, as well as things like budgets and estimates. We can have a financial budget for the annual operations of the property, and we could track 4 additional properties or comparative properties from the MLS or any other properties that are similar in design and construction. In order to keep all of our accounting in check, we can track all of the default accounts in our general ledger, whether it's rent payments, utility charges, payables, or operations. Every transaction related to this property will automatically be created and posted to our general ledger according to all of the default accounts set up on a property basis. This means that while we are keeping track of our real estate portfolio and all of our property management responsibilities, all of the debits and credits and all of the accounting and financial reporting for every property in our portfolio is being automatically attended to. We can track fixed assets and appliances in the system, and we can also track the work order history and service history in costs, labor hours, and parts and materials by property as well as unit. And of course, we have our notebook and document management module for each and every property. Many of our properties are subdivided into units, as we saw here. In our next class, we're going to talk about how we set up the units and how we define individual units within each individual property. I'll see you in that class.